Scotty. God damn it. God almighty. Got it right in there.
I know.
How you doing, Eric Register?
Pretty good. You snapping over there?
I thought that my headphones were going to blast off.
I know. Well, the music didn't come through loud enough last time. And this is a jam.
Is this cannabis?
This is Mad Child. Just learned about it this morning.
I wanted to say some... is this Mr. Cheeks from Lost Boys?
I don't know what the hell you mean.
Just an obscure 90s rapper. Just to tell the people, yeah, I used to watch 106 in Park after school.
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
BET, it's the Black Entertainment Network, sir.
We weren't allowed to watch that.
Oh, yeah?
No, I could watch it. Night at the Apollo.
Oh, yeah.
Learned a
Mr.
lot of
Sandman?
lessons. Yeah.
The guy that came out with a hook.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you I did a stand-up show? It was a black stand-up show.
Mm-hmm.
They still paid me, but I got the hook.
Wow.
Sandman? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How
But
did
it wasn't
they do it?
like a big showroom. This isn't a bar.
How did they do it?
This was the kind of show that they opened with one of the guys, the promoter's girls, doing like a emotional song.
Oh.
It's like
So a true open mic.
and I'm like, no, it was a book show. It was a real show.
That's how did they tell you to get off the stage?
They booed a lot of wordplay jokes.
Yeah, dad puns.
Yeah.
Well, man, that's what I'm telling you.
I
I
forced
learned that lesson.
I Tampa News forced it in there.
Yeah.
And it it was one of those things where I was like, why did I think this was going to go well in like a nightclub-ish bar that's doing a stand-up show on a Sunday night in downtown St. Pete?
But out of spite, you kept on.
No, you make bad decisions sometimes right beforehand.
They didn't like Tampa X, the joke?
You can't even get to the setup because they're not in it.
Oh.
It was one of those shows where you get up and there's no spotlight. It's like a colorful dance floor light on you, and you're like, come on. Really? And it's a mic stand that's a music one, so it has like an elbow to it, like a 45-degree angle.
Oh.
You know, these little things when you're doing anything that, like, most people think of stand-up, they think you're just fucking around, and it's like, no, you notice all this shit, like, immediately when you walk in.
I need my stool and my microphone and my bottle of water.
And no one to talk to me.
And that's it.
No, you're neurotic, so it's like the less things you have to worry about. That's why I stopped moving around with the mic on stage. I pulled a Ron White and just kept it there, and then that's better for me.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
But I can't focus. That's the thing. No, not a lot, really.
What? Just
keep it in the stand?
The whole time, you mean?
I pretty much keep it in the whole set for an hour if I do an hour.
Do you have an hour?
I've got 3 bad hours.
Oh, okay.
I do want to get Matt Fernandez in here.
Yeah.
He's going to come in here anyway because we're working on a project, a script punch-up.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get at. What's the deal? Are we allowed to talk about it? We're not probably not.
We're allowed to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
We just, not in detail. We can say we have the gig, I think.
Yeah, so we had been talking about the name of the show, which we won't say, but it was not the name of the show. We were calling it one thing, and it was the name of the episode and not the name of the show, and you and I spent 20 minutes talking about a rename.
Well, for the listeners, this might be really vague, so I'll say we read the script a long time ago and forgot the name, and we thought it was something else that was in the script, and, things like that.
We got a walk-in.
We've got a crew of people walking in.
Jesus, okay.
It's all right. They're off camera and off mic, but it's one of those things where I want Matt in here to tell us about the production. How do you do your own comedy special? Because I might get a wild hair and try to do the same thing and just copy him.
Do his act.
Technically, I still have a contract with New Wave Entertainment, which is putting out big acts.
They're still in business?
It's the one that put out, like, when I signed, they had Whitney Cummings, I think, under contract, and I just heard Alonzo Bowden say he's doing his with New Wave, excuse me. New Wave Entertainment. So I signed a contract in 2010. I should call him up on the show.
What, for life? How long was the contract for?
Perpetuity.
You didn't read that shit at all, did you?
It's not very long. No, it's like 3 pages. I got it. I found it the other day. I was trying to organize my life.
Was this before or after you had your legal hair up your ass where you make everybody sign creepy documents all the time?
Creepy documents?
Yeah, really long and little tiny letters.
For business?
Sneaking in there.
Well, there's nothing sneaky about it. It's just, how do you get fucked in business all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's everybody I talk to never worries about the legal part of what they're doing.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's hard and it's boring and it's like,
I'm just busting your balls.
I know,
it's
but
necessary.
I want to give that advice out there. You can just dummy ballpark. If I see a contract and it's not that long, to me it means it's probably not really tight.
Yeah.
And you're only as good as your tight.
If it's not
contract.
tight butthole, it's going to be used against you.
I'll use the metaphor from the movie Airheads. It's like a dolphin's butt, watertight. All right.
I think everybody's should be watertight.
Do we lose everybody?
We didn't even mention John Paul Labadie is producing today.
Who?
Running the Mevo.
Oh.
Behind the curtain.
Oh, hey, bud.
I gave him a microphone.
Hi.
Thank you.
Man, that was good.
I'm going to take the microphone away. I need to be able to mute him from over here.
Well, we want you
without climbing under the table.
We want you to be producer, master producer. We got to give you like a power producer title or something.
Master.
Like that. I think that.
You want to tell your master story that you were talking about earlier?
No.
Your new discovery?
Or you want me to tell it? Bring that up anymore.
I mean, it's a pretty good story.
It's a good one. Come on. This is pragmatic advice.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's using what resources you're given. You know, you're the offense, your quarterback. You're just taking what the defense gives you, right?
You see 8 men in the box, press coverage. Give them a little signal.
I'll give you a little time
deep.
to think about it. Like
Go
around
deep.
here, we don't have a lot of working capital when we started this agency / firm. So, you know, you get really good at being a raccoon of resourcefulness. We're very good about doing a bunch of workflow hacks with no kind of budget here.
Well, that's perfect for what we were talking about earlier. I mean, I definitely found a hack in my system.
Okay, what is it? Let the audience know.
If you don't say it,
my face isn't on camera, but
it's fine.
I finally learned.
We'll just superimpose your face on the TV or something later. We'll fix it in post.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I finally learned how to jerk off dry.
Yeah.
Is that what you wanted, Eric?
Oh, that's what we were talking about?
Oh, fuck.
You son of a bitch. You lured me in. I'm concentrating on the angles.
Wait a minute.
Again.
So, a dry run? A dry rub. Mm-hmm. Like
I don't know if I would even call it a rub.
Taking yourself to your own barbecue. Anybody? Nothing? Crickets? All right.
I just like to leave you guys hanging.
No,
you guys work it out.
It's not a rub. What I can tell so far, it's more of a...
We're going to have to break down the game film on this, but not literally. I don't want to see any film.
The reality is that I just can't believe that this is just coming into your life.
I feel like I've always...
How was that not the first thing? What did you start out with?
You've always used some kind of lubricant. And I think I might have always looked down on people that I've heard they did it dry. I'm like, poor bastard can't afford lube.
Oh, you think they're literally
It's
poor?
a poor person thing. So I don't know. I was just like, I always had lotions and oils.
Bring me my lotions and oils.
Yeah, the butler brings it on a tray.
Dry wasn't even an option, you know.
It's always been an option.
So where were you?
That's what I know. That's crazy.
I want to know where you were. I want the setting because I'm thinking camping was my first instinct because that's like where you forget something.
You did tell us the story.
And you're bored.
It's the most obvious place when, you know.
Your car in traffic.
Okay, maybe not so obvious. No, I woke up with morning wood, and it's just like.
The golf course.
What are you going to do with that? Because I don't want to get up.
Ric Flair likes it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Tell me I don't need my sound effects.
My belief nowadays is convenience is everything for, let's call you the customer.
The customer?
The customer to your own dick store. And, but I'm saying like, all right, let's look at, we're in an age of people delivering stuff all the time if we want it. You don't have to get up anymore. You can just you can be that PSA weed commercial where you just fucking
melt into the couch.
You just are the couch eventually. Yeah, you become one with it, like some gross transformer or
like
something.
A puddle.
And like, yeah, and that only made me want to do weed when I saw that commercial.
And I was like, so relaxing.
Damn, that guy's got some chronic. What? So
we're not letting it go.
no, I have a lot of questions that I pulled punches before when you told it before that episode started.
So before were you like really holding back, and you were just like, oh man, I just gotta do this, but I don't have any mayonnaise or whatever you're using.
Yeah.
No, you know what's interesting? Really, I think what I figured out, and I'm actually proud of myself. I had such a raging hard on that morning that it was just like I had to do something. I don't even got time to get up. So maybe it was the biggest boner I've ever had in my life. It was just
supply.
It forced me to do it because
it was supply or demand, and demand.
Yeah, your dick's the supply, right? In this scenario, I guess it could be either or depending on your perspective.
Libido is the demand.
Yeah. And then convenience was right there in the middle of that X where supply meets demand.
And you're the customer, and your dick is the store.
The dick is the demand.
So
the cum is the product.
So I want to know about the internal battle with yourself of being a lazy shit. Because I know there was one, right? You're like, I should get up.
Yeah, there was some lube nearby somewhere, and you just said, fuck it.
You obviously have to get up at some point. But I just wasn't ready to get up.
So this is the debate. You did have it in your head.
Yeah. No.
Am I going to get out of bed today?
I'm trying to think about how it happened. I think I woke up
drunk
already with my hand on my dick. Do you ever do that?
Sure.
Sometimes, yeah.
And
mostly for protection.
That's how it happened. And man, I swear it's a revelation, and it's added a whole new spin to everything. My life.
No.
It's reinvigorated my.
Did you come in it?
Let's talk follow up. Let's talk. Business is a lot about follow up.
Mm-hmm.
I think most of business is really follow up if you break it down. So in thinking ahead, thinking 3 steps ahead. Did you? Sometimes you shoot from the hip. No pun intended. But what are we doing with cleanup here? What are we talking? Right on your belly?
Oh, man. No, I'm not a heathen.
Like an otter?
I can't just leave it there all day. Let shorts stick to you. No, it's
how lazy are we going? That's all I'm asking.
No, it's immediate cleanup.
Do you hit a dip while you're doing it? Like, I'm wondering what the setting is.
Maybe
around.
I hit my jewel.
Well, that's something I would never think of, not cleaning it up. I didn't know that was an option. Can you do that?
Yeah, when you're not married, you don't. You answer to no one.
You know what when you are married too.
About it all?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
What?
You can jerk off anywhere.
Oh yeah.
Scary.
I've been to New York.
Scary.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Because usually, you'd have to have the whole situation going. You'd have
candles,
you'd have to have the towels, the lubes.
Yeah,
Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Yeah, you did say you like it. You like the setup, like
real
lube. A lot of ladies
lube.
do, which I'm with you, man. Put rose petals down for yourself.
Make it an event.
Get a little scented candles going. Turn off the lights. Turn your phone on airplane mode. Watch a little Meg Ryan. Get a little sleepy.
We obviously did a lot of pre-production planning for this one.
Are we done with this?
No, I'm just saying.
We got to go over the analysis after the.
Do you think we could do a whole episode on this?
Oh, I could easily do a whole episode on this. There's a lot of ways to go. What was he thinking about?
Could we do a whole?
What's his inspiration?
A branch off podcast.
Yeah. JP
jerks it dry. Named it just then.
I want to know what you guys prefer because you said you've been doing it. I know Eric's a lube guy. He's a heavy lube kind of guy.
I'll give a preface to let anybody that's in my family that listens to this just bow out if they haven't already.
My family needs to stay on and listen to this. Petroleum jelly is the way to go.
My parents need to know this.
That's the way to go because it doesn't dissipate.
Even in the shower days later.
I've got like 3 inches of refuse. on there.
That's
no. It does. It's soap. It comes off with soap.
We're talking Vaseline.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can use it if you go boxing later. You can put it on your cuts.
Put it under my eyes. Those glancing blows.
You don't want to use too much because it's like you said, you get a layer on your dick where it's like can't even fucking feel anything.
I mean, I'm gonna shower after usually.
Yeah.
Not showering. That's
Vaseline. That's the jelly stuff. That's just messy, man. You could use that on a car engine or.
It's not used. It's out of the jar, fresh. I'm not having to like repurpose the shit.
Are you picturing John Paul? Are you picturing
me under
him
the hood of
with
my
his two
car?
fingers, and you know how you get the Vaseline out with your 2 fingers, and it looks so gross when someone else does it.
Well, don't picture it, weirdos.
That's all. We are trying to illustrate the settings of these things for the listeners. We are trying to paint pictures with our words. And
you ever think about like if you're jerking off in front of the computer and you're like, oh man, the camera.
Wait, you do it in the computer?
What if they hack my camera and shit? And it's like, I'm not worried about them seeing me jerk. It's like, what if they could flip the camera around and see what's on my screen? That's really what I guess is the scary part.
Now I got a lot of questions for you. What?
That's a whole other podcast.
Okay, we can do another episode just on that.
What's hilarious is I'm not scared of the cameras when I'm jerking off. I only think about it when I'm sitting on the toilet taking a poop in the morning and I'm looking at my phone and the camera's pointing towards my morning dick, which
is
not too
selfie.
Impressive. So I'm like, that's when I think about it. Like they're gonna get a picture of my little dick,
little purple top.
Yeah, I think you get what you deserve if you're spying through the peephole cameras and other people's shit. Like, hey man, you're probably gonna like.
Most people are gross.
Most people's phones are disgusting because, ladies too. We know you're pooping in there, and we know you're on your phone. Like,
I just saw a thing that said every McDonald's touchscreen ordering thing robot that they tested had poop on it.
I don't care. But that doesn't bother me though. You know, like
McDonald's is, dude.
If you went to McDonald's anyway, you're already at you're just fucking.
Yeah, if you're going, don't bother going into McDonald's. It's like they have the new touchscreen order deal. It's the most inefficient thing. They had a person standing over our shoulder, be like, "Do you know how to do it? You know how to do it?" I'm like
the kiosk at the airport.
Yes,
and they're
exactly.
Like, do you have this? And it's like, why aren't you just taking my ticket?
I know. Like, why are we adding robots to this?
Because they can't make change. The old Sinbad joke from like '88. Remember that?
And now with the poop.
Why don't you just take what you think you need to get back?
Mm-hmm. Don't remember that joke, but
it's
I'm sure it was good.
Sinbad's a treasure and a national hero.
Sinbad is legit. He is. I heard him on a podcast. He was talking about how he's never bombed, and it's like I kind of believe that because he's just the type of guy that goes out and is funny.
I can't tell if he's a nutbag or not.
He's you got to be a little bit.
Well, he believes in astral. What is it? Astral
projection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. But I mean, he convinced me.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I'm down to believe some shit that people have seen in their own
minds.
What is
that? That's when you float above yourself while you're sleeping?
It's basically leaving your body, going to other places in your mind. You know, maybe.
So,
I'm not going to say people can't do it.
That sounds like a placebo kind of thing to me. If you want to manifest it in your head, you can dream it, probably, right?
Sure. But then it's real to them?
Well, now we're getting to some real Inception shit, and then I'll start crying if I really think about it, because I don't know how time or space works, and it bugs me out. So
me neither.
That's a good segue into plugging.
Is there a fire over there?
The Incremental?
Yeah, the Incremental. I guess I got to record another one, huh?
Yeah. So we're going to start splintering a little bit more content. Eric's doing a solo one called The Incremental. It's about wellness, the Wim Hof kind of methods.
Yeah.
Next
one's going to be all Wim Hof.
I assume a subplot to the whole thing is kind of your wellness up and down, maybe.
Mostly just up.
Well, it's mostly mental, really.
Oh, if we talk about my mental wellness, then.
Well, all right, it looks physical, but most of it's mental, right?
Yeah.
So breathing.
It's all for the mental.
Right. Breathing is like it can have physiological changes.
Right. And that's something I'll talk about because there is scientific evidence behind all of it, so that's nice to have.
Yeah, we were talking about how do we step up this kind of little network or this podcast into a little bit more and have more content while you and I have kind of schedules that, you know, it's a little hard to meet as much as we want. And so I'll start something. I'm not sure yet what I'm doing on my side, but
Yeah.
probably some how-to dork shit. But
Yeah, probably dork. I'm going to come in, I think, early one day. Do like at 6 a.m.
yeah, I think that's
It's
good.
fitting. That's when I'm
Well,
corpulating.
you convinced me to get up.
Percolating.
You convinced me to get up at 4:30. I've been doing it the last 3.5 weeks now. Definitely have gotten a lot more done for
Yeah,
sure,
dude. You gotta do
the hard part is I
2.5 more weeks.
I can't
they
wind.
say.
I can't wind down at night. That's my only thing.
Yeah.
That's an anxiousness of work because I'm still playing from behind.
I was reading a thing about it was a parenting thing, but I'm sure it works for grown-ups too, but just having a hot bath or a hot shower before bed does something mentally to
Sure.
make you prepare for sleep, and then being in a cold room with a fan on, which is obvious to most men because that's the all-time battle between husband and wife. You turn the fan off. It's cold in here.
Yeah, I wonder how long that. Well, I wonder when that started.
Well, I mean, how old are fans?
I mean, like, I guess you had to have the option of a fan to complain about
Yeah.
the air, right?
Well, you probably had 10 years where they're like, hell yeah, everybody's fire that fan on. And then a woman probably said, hey, I could complain about that shit. Turn it off.
My feet are cold.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, go get those wool socks
I
that I
can't
took off the
remove
fucking
layers of
animal.
my skin.
Yeah.
You can add clothes. Sorry, I'm getting fired up.
Yeah, that's always been a constant battle. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
I also think if you're vegan, you have that even worse as a chick.
What, being cold?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're not. I don't. For some reason, like
You're
you
not
need
healthy.
that red meat. Yeah, I think vegans. I was trying to think of. I don't know a vegan that I can really hang out with for probably more than like, ironically, a meal.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then like while you're eating, they're telling you about what they can and can't eat the whole time.
Yeah. I wonder if people think that about me about keto shit, though, where it's like, oh, shut the fuck up. You know?
Yeah, I think you only answer when asked, though.
Yeah. I guess
feel like
so.
the vegan group, they push it out there.
Yeah, I mean, I'll address if somebody's complaining about something and they're shoving something nasty down their mouth. I'm like, that's a problem right there, buddy.
Yeah, I've been doing that too much just because I got to plan the meals too. That's the other thing. That's the getting up early and getting organized and whatnot.
That'll be a whole nother incremental podcast just talking about eating. I don't know how I'm going to divide them up, but that's got to be something because there's like a laundry list of keto supplies that you want to get, sort of thing, to have your base.
Yeah.
And then you can build it up because right now you got an empty cupboard.
You went to McConaughey from Dazed and
You
Confused.
got an empty cupboard, man.
Man, those cupboards stay the same age. So my thing is just to tell the listeners we want to try to do more. We're trying. Obviously, if you're watching this, you can see we're doing some upgrading of the studio. Mostly Eric doing all the legwork, and we're gonna have more content. I think, and more kind of. I think we're gonna have a better camera setup soon. So I'm excited about that.
Did it say when the third one's coming?
This week. I dropped the UPS tracking in Slack.
Anybody using Vimeo, I don't know if they still have the deal or not, but they're giving away.
I think it's year-round.
Oh, okay.
I think the price was lower, though.
The Vimeo premium subscription, we got a little upgrade, and then they give you a free Mevo camera, the new one.
Yeah.
So that's pretty sweet.
And we justified the decision with the comedy script we're going to punch up.
Yep.
So that's what we're getting paid with.
In and out.
Well, I mean, it's silly. It's a silly gig for us anyway. So, but it's reinvesting.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to use Vimeo's business part, which is the tier below it on the menu, if you're online, to have interactive videos. I think that could be a game changer for us.
Yeah.
Because I want to send proposals. I want to send updates. Did you even watch this?
Yeah.
That I sent
The
you.
little test at the end.
I know you put it. You don't put it right at the end. You put it like 80% the way, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because you and I will be like, what if there's something at the end?
I would skip all the way,
Yeah.
right? What would everybody do? So sending the video. I'm trying to get better with the client communication of like Monday. Try to come. This is part of that schedule of waking up early and all this stuff and getting organized. But Monday, I want to have our client communication one-way video update that's maybe a couple minutes. Here's what's going on. Here's your project.
Yeah.
And I can just go in this middle area or in here eventually and just bang those out real quick. And that's my hope.
Yeah, once we get the little infrastructure set up, we'll be a lot better off because we're
still like
camera.
the dry rub.
Yeah.
We're still cash poor, and
Yeah.
we gotta do what we can do.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. I want to get a live show once a week. We're gonna do our hang sessions, and then we're always gonna try to do interviews with interesting people. I'm excited that we got the solid. I almost said soft. The solid verbal from director Billy Corbin via Instagram comment, but I'm counting it.
Did you? Yeah, we count that. That counts.
I'm going to do that after the show. Get a hold of him.
I was going to say, yeah, we need to
I don't know how to,
follow
other
up.
than commenting back if we don't follow each other.
Mm.
Or I follow him. He doesn't follow me.
He doesn't?
On Twitter, he does, so I'll hit him up there. But shout out to Cocaine Cowboys director and Square Grouper director. Knows more about Florida than almost anybody I can remember.
You say that, but what does that mean?
Dude, he's like...
What, the history?
Yeah, and Miami
Geography?
especially.
Barometric pressures?
That's kind of what I wanted to get to eventually for this episode. That's the theme I was going with.
Yeah.
Surround yourself. Barometric pressure, atmospheric pressure, right?
What a segue.
That's seriously what I wrote down. Did I tell you that?
You wrote down barometric pressure?
When I was saying I had a rant in the hopper last week.
You didn't say it out loud.
I didn't say that. I think I said gravity maybe to you at one point, but no.
Okay.
I didn't think you heard me.
I did not.
God, it's so weird. We have a lot of synchronicities like that.
What does that mean? What is it, John Paul? You have a microphone.
We're juggling the table too
Yes,
much.
Thank you all.
Yeah. Come on, man.
I didn't know. I mean,
Did you play football?
he did this. He goes,
He's not the Phantom of the Opera with the organ.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
What do you think he's saying, Diaz?
Well, he is sitting under a sheet right now. We cut out eye holes and finger holes.
He may be
So you
jerking
can
it
see all
under
the-
the table. We don't know.
Oh, that's what that was.
And blaming us for the shakies.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there we go.
Either way, just clean up your mess. We treat this office like camping. Treat it better when you leave than when you came. No pun intended.
Get it? Don't
Good
say
one.
anything.
All right. So,
But we surround ourselves with good people like John Paul.
right.
Jerking off
John
at-
Paul makes us happy. He's a positive dude, right?
Yes.
In this office, I try to give keys to freelancers or friends of the program that want to do a podcast, that want to work out of here, that aren't gonna bring us down by any means, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody thinks I'm crazy for doing that. Why aren't you charging people for that? And there should be something. There should be some small fee, just so it's not free.
It hasn't been a problem yet,
But it's the same thing
It's
as
been
the
positive.
free comedy tickets given out. I always use that example.
Yeah.
Because it's not valued as it should be. I'm just saying $1, something where they have to hand over physically $1.
An honor box.
Yeah, something like that. An honor box in an otter box.
Okay.
We get an old case, an old iPad case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That won't work good for holding lots of money. 'Cause
Well,
it's going
it's
to
not
be
gonna
a lot.
be a lot. So, So, my thing is, I still have the WeWork co-share office deals.
Mhm.
I still have my monthly subscription to one locally here, kind of as a backup office. I haven't gone in a while, but I have it because sometimes I like to go in there to write or work on something, and it's very like professional, entrepreneurial, and sometimes I feed off of that. I heard Sarah Silverman a long time ago talk about she goes to hotel lobbies to write.
Yeah. I mean, you could force inspiration sometimes. Like you can do things that when you're not feeling like doing something, just do this physical thing. Place yourself somewhere
Sure.
different, and it'll manifest some inspiration sometimes.
Yeah.
But
But
there's
shake it
more
up.
than one option.
Yeah,
There's lots of different things you can do.
Shake it up. I like going. I like making house calls to our clients' offices or
Bathrooms.
stores or whatever.
Mhm.
Not bathroom. I don't hang out there that long. But I like that because I'll absorb the surroundings. I did it yesterday with our future guest, Jordan Long, and his new cabinet company, UR Cabinets, which is going to be a problem phonetically saying it out loud and stuff.
Yeah,
it's the letter U and the letter R, but people your.
Yeah, I know, but like, why is that? What he's going with or not?
It used to be called Urban Resto, but he's going with UR, I think.
Oh,
because the old partner has that name or something.
Oh, okay.
At any rate,
like the old one.
At any rate, he hasn't even really done a soft launch, but I wanted to get in there just to kind of see what's been going on, and like, I got way more ideas for this digital life that way.
Yeah, that can definitely help.
And we were talking.
They're local.
And we were talking about discipline stuff, and while we're working, we're catching up on things, and that it puts you in a better mood to want to work.
Yeah.
It made me want to do a better job.
Yeah, I think a big problem with people not wanting to work is the people around them. It's like, man, I don't want to go fucking deal with Debbie today.
Dude, so easy.
She sucks.
It's so easy to drag yourself down.
Yeah.
You hear someone else sulking about it, and you can go, yeah, man, fuck this.
Yeah.
You can get real indignant.
And then the whole room feels like it.
So that's why it's like atmospheric pressure. It's like gravity.
Yeah.
The more positive you get, the more gravity, the more grounded you are. But it goes exponentially the other way too. The more you kind of pull this negative surroundings with whatever you're doing, it could be at home, it could be at work.
Sure.
And sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it in that positive way.
Yeah.
Because it goes contagious either way. That's all I'm saying.
Even to yourself.
Right.
Doing the positive thing, even though you don't feel like it can. It's like I don't know if it was a true study. They said that like just forcing yourself to smile.
Yeah.
Like improves your demeanor or whatever, happiness, all kinds of weird shit like that. Standing in a hero pose for 90 seconds
the hero
a day.
pose, I don't know if I get that, but
I don't either. I don't do it, but that was another thing. And I was like,
I think that's for the like CrossFitter people that never played sports growing up.
Oh, okay.
I think that's for those people. But the hero pose, I tried just to see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did too, and it was like I feel too stupid to feel
right. I
good
feel
about
like a
myself.
fucking dipshit.
Yeah.
If someone walks in, I'm gonna be like, oh.
Yeah, I feel like I read an Onion article or something. They're fucking with me.
I mean, think of any team you've been on, and someone's just a total like curmudgeon, and I like to complain, but I at least try to make it funny.
Yes.
And so like I'm complaining I'm going for lovable grouch. I'm not going for
right. And it's not, we don't drop the nuclear bomb if we're complaining about something where it's like, I'm fucking out. This sucks.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
If we're complaining, it's like, we're complaining, but we're here to get the shit done. It's just something to do.
Yeah, everything for me, inertia-wise, joke writing-wise, comedy-wise, and like kind of solving problems business-wise, it's all out of frustration that I know there's an easier way, and I either drop the ball or I haven't found that way yet. And I'm pissed I haven't.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's the 2-minute warning.
You got hard cuts on those sounds, baby.
God damn right I do. The hardest. You want a nice fade out?
So my thing is like, look, if you're, you can do a tiny fade out, a fade away, fade out.
Sure.
So my thing is, if you find yourself trying to do your side hustle, you're trying to do, whatever it is you're trying to do with this passion you have for whatever, you have an Etsy store, and then someone's coming along and is like, that's dumb. Like, you're like, okay, well, fuck you, but I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah, and that everybody knows the negative sticks around way more than the positive because that's just human nature, and then that itself becomes bigger and makes everything bigger.
I'm using a lot of comedy analogies today, but I could do a show. There's 300 people in the audience, and if there's one fucking guy that just isn't, everybody's having it but him, I can't not, like, my attention's towards that.
Yeah.
And I've stopped doing it because I just was like, well, fuck that guy. He may be having a bad day. He may have just heard bad news right before he walked in.
Yeah. Maybe he was trying to do something where he's having a bad day. I'm going to go to a comedy show. That'll cheer me up.
Right. And then arms folded in the front.
And
then
you roll out there and just disappoint his ass.
Well, I mean, he's got to expect what's going to happen. But, I mean, like, my thing is, like, don't focus on that so much. Just kind of keep moving.
Yeah. Well,
you know, as long as you're not a complete sociopath and like you don't keep moving and you're just bumming everybody else around you out.
Yeah. That's a lot of people, though. That's their personality. I'm the guy who complains a lot.
Can I give one more thing that it relates, but I'm ashamed to admit it.
It must be masturbation related.
No, it's
you have
not,
to weave in a metaphor.
It's
a
miracle. Last night I watched the movie Blue Chips for the first time. Nick Nolte.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And
but
Fernie
the whole
Hardaway.
fucking movie
It's a
is
weird
about trying.
It's a weird epilogue to this.
It's about appreciating people that are just trying their best and not corrupting the whole system and making it about money. But he was just wanted to coach people that are trying their best because that wasn't good enough for the media and everybody. But if you're trying your best, go for it.
Try your best. Be like Nick Nolte, guys.
Jerk off dry, everybody.